What's up, guys? We're back with another video. This second part on the rollback. Now, as you've seen in the last video, we got it cranked. It does move, run. That's about it. All I've done was pulled it around here to the shop. Now, we've done a couple things off camera. Just trying to get this thing. I'm really ready to reuse it. But we worked on painting this bed a little bit on just on the sides. I ain't gonna get crazy with it. But I sprayed some primer over it, and I got some spots like through here. I still need to put some more white paint. Just trying to get it to look a little bit better. We're gonna have to do something up there too. I'm gonna try to. All I done with this, guys, was run a little bit of sandpaper over it. I mean, as you can see, this pitting is too deep to be. I mean, you'd have to put body filler in that or something. I ain't doing all that. I'm gonna sand on this also a little bit. This is where they had a magnet on there, and I guess dirt and stuff's got it behind that over time. Let's see. The only things I've done, I painted. I did go ahead and install these new headlights right here. Got these on Amazon. These were only like 30 bucks more than the factory ones. So I figured, why not? I'll show you these, turn them on here. Yeah, they got the halos around them. They look pretty good. I like them. But I've got new, I like lights, y'all. All right, I haven't put them on yet. These are working, but we got brand new cab lights to put on it. I've got new LED lights for the bed. The only thing we're going to leave alone is this one up top. I am going to try to pull the lenses off of this thing and clean them. All that's inside of there, so I'm going to try to get it out. Some things I found that we got to fix in this video, and we're getting ready to get started, and I'll hush. The power window motors are bad, both of them. I'm getting power over to the window, but it's not doing anything. So I got two brand new motors, and in Ford's infinite wisdom, they decided to rivet everything into the door instead of bolt it. Don't ask me why. We're going to do those. Did find out that the heater core must be bad also, because it is unhooked. I don't know how I overlooked that, but I did. So we got a new heater core we're going to put in. We actually I went ahead and bought a new fan motor too. We're going to replace that because it doesn't seem like it's blowing very hard. We got a new set of glow plugs we're going to put in because this thing does not want to start when it's cold. I hope that's the issue. So no more talking. The first thing we're going to do is let's change these glow plugs and see if this thing fires up any better. Okay, guys, I'm going to try to keep y'all lit up. I'm outside because this looks like the other bay in the shop right now. We got Josh's Tahoe in there swapping the motor. We're not going to video that though. It's too boring. All right, let me show you what's going on with these little. Right down in there is the glow plug with wire on it. There's one for every cylinder on the diesel. All we got to do is unscrew those, screw these in. I'm going to use the air hose and try to blow this out, the junk, so I don't get a bunch of crap down in there. Holy crud. Actually, I need to cover that up with something, y'all. I'm going to be blowing dirt all down in that. You know, let's put a rag on it. Yeah, that'll work. Probably not. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on, let me get this. Alright, see if I can show y'all what I'm doing here. All you gotta do is unscrew it. See what kind of shape these are in. Well, honestly, they really don't look too bad. They don't look bad at all. Huh. Alright, let's do this. Maybe I need to check these things to see if I'm getting juice out here. I don't know. Let's just replace them. It wasn't but 30 bucks. Let's just put the new ones in. So all you're going to do is take that one out. Screw the new one in. That's about the gist of it. And do that on every cylinder. But we are going to check and make sure we're getting power here in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and replace them anyway, but there it is. So we're just going to do that 8 more times, put the wire back on, and we'll be back. So I got the glow plugs changed, but we got a problem. We're not getting any power to them. Tata's here. We're not getting any power, so I guess the whole relay thing back there is bad. So I just ordered another one, like 55 bucks. I'm gonna have $500,000 in this thing by the time I get done with it, but it should be in good shape. So for now, that's it up here. Let's change some of the motors, see if we can get these working. I'd like to get something working before I go to bed tonight. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. Ford done their wonderful, they put rivets in here. So, you got to drill the rivets, grind the rivets, something. I don't know. I don't know if I'll drill them or grind them. I'll do something. But yeah, you got to get them rivets out for you. And you can take the window motor out. So let's do that. Alright guys, got the rivets out. Here it is in my hand. And then we just got 3 bolts right here to unbolt it and bolt the new one on. Okay, as usual, brand new parts don't fit. I had to cut the slot in this right here because this hole wouldn't line up. These two were fine, but it had this one too far in. I'll just cut a little slot, put a washer there. It'll be fine. Tata's over getting me 4 new bolts for this where the rivets came out. So we'll have to do that. And we're going to bolt this back in as soon as we get the bolts. And see what happens. Alright guys. Finally, I had a hard time finding some bolts, but we have a working window on the driver's side now. I give Ford credit, their windows are fast. Chevy's is pretty slow, but okay. Now we can put the door panel back on this side, and then we'll go do the other side. I just used some bolts. I hope they're not sticking out too far. That was the shortest ones I had. So now we're gonna put the door back together. Zona's over here bidding on whatnot. She's buying all kinds of stuff or whatnot. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna get this door panel back on. We'll get the other side done. Alright guys. We got this other one in, passenger side. But I did figure out that my switch ain't no good over here. If you go over there, it'll work, but So I guess I do need to go over there and roll it up. As you can see, it's dark. And so I keep finding stuff. It's just, man. There we go. Okay, so now I can't work on glow plugs or any of that because that stuff's not going to be here until Sunday. Today's Friday. Tonight is Friday. But something we can fix is the heater core. So I got online, looked this up a little bit. It shouldn't be too bad. I think it's pretty easy on this truck. Thank the Lord. So let's get into that. Let me see if I can get y'all set up somewhere. First thing we're gonna do is pull the glove box. You just got some little catches right here on the sides. Looks like a little rivet thing right there. Let me see if I can get that out right quick. I got it out, yeah. Yeah, just fell everywhere. Pens and pencils and all kinds of stuff. Lord. And a wrench. Hey. Okay, so it's supposed to be behind this cover right here, y'all. Looks like a few screws. This wire harness should just come out of the way. And there's a clip up in there. I know y'all can't see nothing. My light died. So let me see if I can get some light. Alright, let's see if we can do this one-handed. There's one right here. And it just fell into oblivion. Okay. So another one down here. And they all keep falling. So there's two. 3, 4, 5. There's at least 6, guys. So you just have to kind of go around it and see. And then you got this cable up here that's in some kind of clip. Let's see if I can pop that off too. So I'll show you when I get that off. Alright guys, there's your heater core. That lid just slides straight out the bottom. And then you can pull this straight back. Let me see if I can get my fingers on it. There it is. Pretty sure that is a factory unit. And to be honest, guys, really, go over here in the light. I really don't see where the stupid thing was leaking, but yeah, see, it's leaking out of the bottom. Right in there too. So, yep. Okay, I got a new one over here. Let's make sure we got the right one. Something else to kind of tell you, I went to Advance and they looked up 2 different ones and they were not right. This one actually came off Amazon and it was the right one. Don't tell me. I don't know why it was wrong up there, but see, that's perfect. The one at Advance, the lines were like, one was running way down here, and I told them, I said, that ain't right. They come out side by side up in the firewall. But all right guys, so basically we're just gonna stick this back up through there, put the lid back on it, and that part's done. Hook the hoses back up. So this one is really simple. Most of the Chevrolets are pretty hard. This one was pretty easy to do. So let me get this put back in and we'll see what we're gonna get into next. Guys, this fan right here was working for the heat and air, but it wasn't blowing very hard. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap it. And a lot of times when one's been sitting like this, mice like to get in there and hide, build them a little house inside of there. So I'm gonna take that out and put a new one in it, and hopefully if there's any little mices in there, they'll go bye-bye. All right, looks like the same size bolts that was on the heater core lid. It is. There is another one somewhere. Where'd you go? There you go. All of them? I think it is. Let's go ahead and unplug it. Ow, that's my finger. Wow. I said that was all. It is, it's just stuck. There it goes. Well, actually there's no mouse house in there, so I guess that's a good sign. So you see how simple that is. I mean, 4 bolts, and we'll pop the new one in right quick. And you can get these either way. You can buy just the motor, or you can buy the whole fan with the what am I trying to say, with the fan blade on it. I just went ahead and got the one that had the fan blade on it. That plate is right in my way. And so is the 1800 wires. Let's see. Now you gotta clock this right. Yeah, there you go. And this little rubber piece slides on the heater box right there. There it goes. And just pop the 4 screws back in it. Guys, this is probably going to do it for tonight. Let's get where I can't see, y'all can't see. Tomorrow we'll come back on it. I'm going to have to check these heater hoses. I don't know, they're awful stiff. I'm probably going to have to go get some new ones. Probably some new radiator hoses too. There's a couple of also something else we got to do tomorrow is I'm going to show y'all, we're going to learn together, but we're going to change this alternator out and put a new style alternator on it, and we're going to be doing away with this charging voltage regulator and all that, because the new alternator is going to have a built-in voltage regulator, and it pumps about double the amps that this one does. If you look it up, there's a lot of problems with these not charging. So we'll get into that tomorrow, and see y'all guys in the morning. All right, back out here this morning. I'm still waiting on a bunch of parts, so we're probably gonna do a few little things. May sand on this door right here, see if we can get that. I'm definitely not no paint and body man, but I know I got to get all that off or get it smoothed down to where I can paint it. I bought some paint that's supposed to be this color. I think it's Oxford white or something like that. Spider webs. And we can get the lights put in the side of the bed, get all those working. Maybe work on the lights back here. I'm gonna swap out some of these tail lights and stuff. I've got new little ones for there. Pretty sure I know I got some of those lights right there. I may just swap the lenses though. I think the lights are okay. So let's get on doing that. I guess we'll sand on this door a little bit first. There's DA in there somewhere, but we ain't gonna worry about it. We're gonna use this little contraption. I think I need a new piece of paper. I think that one's had it. Well, some of that rust is a little deeper than I thought. That's 80 grit I got on there. There's a big dent right here in the door, but we're not gonna worry about all that. We're just trying to get it, you know, decent and get that to stop. That's 80. I got some 400 over here. So let me keep sanding on this. See if we can get it pretty close. All right, I just took some glass cleaner and cleaned it off. That's about as good as I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna get crazy. I got some high build primer in here somewhere if I can find it. We'll get it shook up. I'm gonna spray some primer on there because I feel like I should. I think I got just enough filler primer. And then I got some white. I'm trying to remember the name of that paint. It was Oxford white Ford paint. Pretty sure that's what's on this truck. If it's not, that's what it's getting anyway. I do plan on putting stickers on the side of this truck anyway. Backwoods Automotive stickers. So we're not gonna worry about it too much. I just wanted to get that stopped because some of it was getting pretty deep. So let me set y'all up and we'll start painting a little. All right, let's see if we can cover up a little ugly here. And y'all see how much I care because I'm not taping anything. I still got a rough edge right there, but well, it is what it is. It's a little breezy out here too. I hate to do it, but I do need to get over that spot. I just put way too much on that. Boy, I hope there's enough on this can. I better get a light coat on all this first. I really feel like I'm running out already. Especially with the wind blowing it all away. Alright. Y'all say a prayer this is right color. There, I shook that pretty good. It still needs to be shook a little. Which white, we'll have to go over this a few times. With white, this does not cover good. Now, who wanted to buy a white truck? I know that sticks out like a sore thumb, but it's pretty wet right now too. Hopefully it'll dull down some when it dries, but I might have to hit it once or twice more. But like I said, we're planning on putting stickers on the side of the door anyway, so hopefully that'll kind of cover it up. Blend it in. And I have not hand washed this truck either. It needs to be scrubbed. All we done was do it with the pressure washer. So we're gonna let that dry. Let's work on some lights. All right, let me show you what we got here. We got some Amazon specials. LEDs. I'm probably not even going to use that new plug because it's the same thing over here. I already own it. So instead of sitting there and rewiring everything, I'm probably just going to plug it into those. One over there on the back, one of the wires is loose. So we'll have to change that one. All right. A little trusty screwdriver here. Okay. All we're gonna do is put this little rubber in here. I hope I got the right size. Oh, law. I don't want to go in there, boys. I messed up and bought 2-inch ones to start with. And that is not a 2-inch hole, it's a 2.5-inch hole. So I had to order some more. Let's go ahead and get this peeled off before we put that in there. So we may not be able to get it off. We're just gonna plug her up like that, right there. And we're gonna pop her in. And we're gonna pop her in. And then we're gonna pop her in. Oh, there it goes. Haha, that's beautiful. Let me go turn the lights on and see what it looks like. That is pretty. All right, we got one to do back yonder. Now, in case some of y'all don't know, we're gonna put red ones back there because this is a marker light. Up on the front corners is orange. The back is red. Just in case you didn't know that. And then, I don't know what we'll get into. Let me get all these swapped out and fix that wire over there when we be back. All right, let's get up here. See if I can do this one-handed. Wow. They're a little stuck. Man, they did not leave me much wire to play with. So that's all it is to it. And this bulb, if I can get it out. That bulb up in there twist. I'll show you on a new one here in a second. Alright, bulb just pulls out. Get one of our fancy new LED bulbs. Let's make sure it works before we put it on there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now, I'm sorry y'all, I'm standing on the step trying to do this. Now all we're going to do is snap that right back into there. Put it back down on there. Just goof it in, and look how much beautifuler that is. So we'll do that all the way across here and show you what it looks like. Well, unfortunately, let's see if y'all can see this. There's the old one, and there's the new one. Try to get them both in the camera shot here. See how much wider that is than that one? Yeah. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to swap every one of these and rewire every single one. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to just plug this up and roll with it because they were working. Nothing can be that easy. And I'm not gonna sit there and try to cut them new lights to slot bigger. That'd be a big mistake. So it's just got a little bit longer. So I'm gonna have to splice wires and put the new ones on. Yay. We're just gonna have to cut this off. I have to use that one because the square part is smaller. The only benefit is they didn't give me much wire here. So I guess it will be a whole lot more easier to hook the light up when I get it done. Alright, let me do that. There it is, one down. And they got new little foam underneath this, so it seals up pretty tight. It's pretty. Let's turn it on. Look at there. Yeah. Beautiful. All right, we got to do it 4 more times. Well, I'm an idiot. Look here. Them's a whole lot bigger and brighter than what's, and they was in the box, and I didn't even see them. So let's take that one back off and we'll change it. All right, I know y'all can't see that because the sun's shining out here, but maybe we'll turn them on after a while. I'll give you a shot in the dark, but they're all on. That was a little bit more in trouble than I wanted it to be. Now, I guess I'm gonna see about taking this light apart up here. I really don't know how it comes apart, but it is terrible looking inside of it. So it needs to be cleaned out. Let me see if I can figure out how it comes apart. All right, it's pretty simple. Just them 2 screws come out of the end right there, and then this just slides down that channel. But I mean, you can see how dirty this thing is. Let's see if I can polish it up some or something. And now that I'm standing here looking at this, that's just got regular bulbs in it. Could we not change those out into well, some of them, well, those we could, but those are funky looking, funky chunky looking. So I don't know how far we'll get with this. We may just be cleaning it and put it back together because it does work. I don't want to screw it up. So let's see if we can clean this up a little. All right, let's jump into swapping and doing this alternator upgrade. I've already started a little bit here. We're gonna pull this alternator off, and we're gonna have to swap pulleys with the new alternator. And we're gonna pull all this wiring out with this voltage regulator, it's going to come out of here too. Because like I said, the new alternator has a built-in voltage regulator. Alright, got the old one, new one. As you can see, the new one has this serpentine belt pulley. We gotta have this pulley. So, I'll try to get this off. I'm gonna try to hold it. I don't know if it's gonna work.
There it goes.
There. All we gotta do is swap and take this off. This one should fit right on there. It does. As long as it's got the nut stuck in the socket. Here, just gets going back on there.
Oh, okay.
Just don't strip it.
Put it on there? What's it doing?
You're gonna have to get it out of there, buddy. There you go.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, it's because there was a washer on there too.
Alright, guys. I've been out here for a little while. The new alternator's on, but really not liking the fact that this nut's not on there any farther than that. Maybe it'll be okay. If you want to look up how to wire this thing, I'm not going to get into that too much. Because there's some other videos in there that are on YouTube's way more detailed. But just know you got to change this pulley out. There's a couple plugs you need to buy on Amazon also to go with that new style alternator. It is charging. These battery cables are horrible. I have to replace them. But yeah, it's charging. I got a loose belt I'm gonna have to fix, but that's good. We are charging, so that means what we done was right. So, all right, guys, back out here on the rollback again. I done a couple things off camera. I'll show you those. This thing has been fighting me. It's been fighting. We did get the new wiper motor on. Had to take the whole cow loose, wipers off. Yeah, thanks, Ford. Let's see. I think now we are going to try to reach back there and get the glow plug relay. It's all the way back there. I'll show you the new one we got. So try to get that swapped out. Here's the new one. Got a couple cables here, ground, looks like, maybe just the power. Not sure where those are at. I'm gonna have to find those back there. So let's see if I can get y'all back there somewhere so you can see what's going on. Guys, there's really no good way to get y'all back there, but oh man, there's really no good way for me to hardly even reach what I'm doing here. That is, what the heck is that? That is just a vacuum line. So looks like we got, I don't know if that's 7/16. Let's see what size that is. Yeah, 7/16. Ow! Ow! Bolt that down there. I'll just sit it down in there for now. Let's just kind of set it in there. See what we got. Goes right there. So that goes there. Alright, everything is plugged up. All we gotta do is put these mountain bolts in. Get that one started. And that one don't want to start. There it goes. Let's get all that out there. Shoo. Start a 4 right there. 4. Alright, let's tighten these two down. Alright. Guys, I believe we got her. Guys, that's what I was using. We got that for Christmas. That thing works pretty good. Climb up there and you can lay across it. I just didn't feel like dragging it out here, but Tata is on our here now. Okay. I just got through replacing both the negative cables with some brand new ends, put some new ends on this. Got all them together and realized that we left the key on and batteries are slap dead.
You mean Dad left the key on?
Somebody left the key on. I don't think I done it, but you know, they're dead as a hammer. I was getting ready to turn the key on and try to test the glow plug relay, but I guess we'll wait because we don't have no power. So right now, I guess I got all new belts and all new hoses. So we're gonna do that. I'm not gonna video that because it's pretty boring.
Yeah.
So we'll be back. All we got is this upper radiator hose, one down there, and 2 heater hoses over here. So we'll get that done. We will be back. Maybe there'll be a little bit of charge in the batteries.
Alright, y'all, we finally got power to the go plugs. We're gonna try to crank it.
Turn the key back off and do the thing. Okay, guys. I've kind of put my head down and done some work. And as you see, we've had to rearrange because it's raining. So I had to get it in here. My shop's not deep enough. Well, it is if I didn't have all that crap in the way. It'd be deep enough to get it all the way in here. But anyway. Okay, we got down and we got all new belts on. We got radiator hoses on, new heater hoses on. So we got all that done. Let's come around here. Oh, went ahead and put some new negative cables on. And Tyreek came by for a little bit last night. And I made him help me get, we got the seat back in. Got the seat all back in, put in, got this screwed back down. We still haven't wiped this thing down. Got the other door panel on with a brand new window button. So now both windows work on the doors like they're supposed to. So, like I said, we kind of stuck our head down and got some stuff done. We've run into a little problem. We've run into 2 problems. Okay, first of all, I finally figured out I don't think this thing has a thermostat in it. I think somebody's pulled the thermostat out because it will not warm up. I let it run for a good 30 minutes last night and shooting the temp gun up here like 100 degrees is all it'll get. So we're gonna have to tear all that back apart, put a thermostat in it, because I gotta have some heat, y'all. It's fixing to be cold. Matter of fact, it's a little cold right now. Okay, and here's the other thing that we'll run into. I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna crank this thing, or I'm gonna turn the key on and show y'all what it's doing and explain what I think is going on. Now what you're gonna hear when I turn the key on is it's just clicking. The glow plug relay is just clicking real rapid. and it does it 15-20 seconds and then it just stops. And what it's doing is it's just shooting power to the glow plugs like a pulse instead of coming on, staying on like it should. Well, let me show y'all what it's doing. Okay, y'all heard that. It's just clicking. So what I've done is I got up here and I checked all the wiring to make sure I had everything right. I checked, make sure everything was grounded. It's getting 12 volts like it should. Everything's hooked up like it should. So I got on the internet and got to searching. A lot of people are saying that you cannot use cheap glow plugs. And I'm cheap. I'm cheap sometimes. I've spent so much on this truck, I've been trying to do it a little cheap. And yes, I put $30 Amazon glow plugs in it, okay? I didn't know no better. Everybody's saying that you can't use them cheap glow plugs. And I did pull one or two out and try to ohm them, and I don't think they're right. And some people said that like the real cheap ones, the first time you turn it on and it shoots power to them, it can burn them up. So with that being said, I went and bought $150 worth of glow plugs at O'Reilly's a little while ago. The Ford Motorcraft brand. I'm going to swap every one of them out, and then we're going to try it again. And I hope and pray that this fixes it, because if it don't, I am lost. I don't know what else to try, because everything's hooked up right, like I said. So that's what we're getting ready to do. I'm not going to show y'all that because I've already shown you that. I will show you the thermostat deal when we get to that, but I want to do the glow plugs first and see if that fixes this. So let me get these swapped and we'll be back. Well guys, for anybody that runs into the problem we were talking about, the clicking, absolutely. The Motorcraft glow plugs fix the issue. As you see, the wait to start light over there, it wasn't even working with the other ones. Let me get you over there. Turn the key on. No more clickety, clickety, clickety. Wait to start's gonna go out in a second. Fire dried up. So, no, you cannot use cheap Amazon glow plugs. But that tickles me to death. But right now we got to drain some antifreezes out of here so we can start with the fun task of the thermostat. We're gonna have to pull the alternator and the vacuum pump, and it's just to get to one bolt. There's 2 bolts on it. One you can't get to without pulling all that crap off. Thanks, Ford. Thanks, appreciate it. So we'll get into that here in a minute. Let me get some antifreeze draining. All right, I got Tata over here helping me. Got this off. You have to take this bracket holds. There's 3 half-inch bolts on this. Once you get the vacuum pump, there's just 2 10mm bolts that hold the vacuum pump, and taking the alternator off. And then this whole bracket will move out of the way, because this bolt right here is a little hard to get to. Actually, I had to just use a wrench for that. But let me show you what I found. There was a thermostat in it, but it kind of came apart, and this little band piece, see that? It had flipped around there and was holding that thermostat open. That's still not a very big opening, but I don't know. Hopefully that's our problem. I mean, it can't hurt that we're putting a new one in it, because like I said, it's this one is definitely damaged. So we're gonna put that back together. I got the only one they had was a Motorcraft one. There's part number if you want it. This one comes with the gasket. $40 something at O'Reilly's. So hopefully after we do this, we're gonna have a little heat. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. So we're gonna get this one back in, a little gasket sealer maybe to hold that in place, and start putting it back together. All right guys, I apologize if it's a little windy. I had today, we're gonna put the final couple things on the truck, and we'll be like 95%. I don't know about the test drive yet because I have not put tires on this thing, and man, they do not look good. And then this passenger side over here, I'm pretty sure one of them, the sidewall's blown out, and I think the sidewall's blown on that one. That one feels like it's got a little air in it, but yeah, see, that one's blown right there. So I don't know. I'm not sure about the test drive thing. But we got us a brand new air filter. Gonna get this air cleaner on. There we go. I think we're getting somewhere now. Yeah. All right. There we go. We should be buttoned up here. You know, there's a couple things I still want to fix later on. I'd like to find me a good window sprayer. It actually works, but I don't know, it's about to fall off of there. Okay, so that's got that on. Let's go back here. We got us 2 new lenses for the tail lights. Ordered them off Amazonian right here. So just get them put on. Alright, got the new lenses on. That screw right there is stripped out, but you know what the old saying is, 3 won't hold it, 4 never would. Can y'all tell I'm starting to get tired of messing with this truck? Alright, let's come in here. We gotta get this right here back together. After we doctored on everything, let's see. It's just like clips that should snap back together. Just can't hold y'all and do it. There we go. One of the snaps up there is broke, but alright, let's get it. Oh, I see. It's busted right there. See, it's supposed to go over there, so we're not gonna be able to put that cover on because somebody broke it. Somebody broke it. Let's fire this thing up and let it warm up. Now this will be a good cold start here, y'all. This thing's been sitting here a couple days. I gotta adjust that parking brake too. I ain't done that. Oh, wiper blades are on. Maybe I don't have that turned the right way. Alright, we'd start. Let's see what we got here. What's she trying? I know that's a little bit of a rough start, y'all, but I'm still running old diesel in here and everything. I ain't putting no fresh diesel fuel in it or nothing. So that's fairly decent. I'm okay with that. All right, let me put this stuff up. I'm going to turn it around and back over there. We'll see if we can pump them tires up. Y'all see, we still got a disaster in here. Josh's truck's still in here, but we're getting close. I mean, that's just a factory engine swap. I mean, y'all let me know if that's something y'all would want to watch in the future, but I didn't see much excitement in that, so that's why I didn't video it. All right, let's move this thing over here and see if we can get some tires pumped up. These tires are too bad to be driving, so I'm gonna pull them all off, and then hopefully today's Friday, I'm hoping like Monday or Tuesday I can take all the wheels, drop them off, have new tires put on, and then we'll bring them, put them back on, and then we'll take a drive. All right guys, been a few days, but as I said before, I did not trust the other tires to be going down the road with, so we finally got the new tires put on. I really like these tires, y'all. They've got really good tread on them, deep tread. They're kind of an all-terrain. They're a cheap tire, Green Max Optimum Sports, but they are a 10-ply tire. All right guys, we got them on. Ooh, they look good too. They look good, big tater diggers. I kind of screwed up on one thing, y'all, and he told me at the shop, but I got in a hurry, that I'll show you on the other side. They got raised letters, and I got them mixed up. One of these is supposed to be over there, but you know what? I ain't changing it, y'all. Them tires are heavy, and I ain't messing with them no more. But you see on this side how the letters are raised up. I don't care. Now, if it was like white letters, yeah, we'd swap it around. The front up here, I'm gonna show y'all how these things go on, these hubcaps. I got to do a little doctoring. You got two of these little things right here, and what they do is screw on here, then the hubcap sits over, and then there's a nut that holds it on. Well, these are stripped out inside, so they won't go up on there. I'm actually thinking about just putting them, if I can get them lined perfect to where I can still get the socket on it, I could just tack it, weld it on there. As long as I can still get the socket on, we'll be okay. That's probably what I'm gonna try, because I don't feel like tracking down more. All right, the moment we have all been waiting for, especially me. We are getting ready to get in this thing, and we're gonna take it to the store to put some fuel in it. It's I don't know, 5 miles to the store. So let me get y'all set up, and we will take off in this thing and see what happens. All I've done is moved it around the yard here. That's it. So we're gonna find out what it's like on the real road. Guys, I'm gonna apologize before we start. I got y'all hanging from the sun visor. It's probably not gonna work good. It's probably gonna be a little shaky, but I can't figure out nowhere else to put you on. This I can't. I wasn't gonna fool this, but the steering wheel off the old column is pretty good shape. We're gonna have to swap this. As a matter of fact, I pulled it off the other day. All right, here we go, guys. You still don't want to take fuel good, and that's why I think there's trash in it or something. Yeah, I might have to put a caution on here for y'all to get sick. That camera shaking like crazy. Maybe after we get off the driveway, it won't be so bad. All right, guys, we're on the pavement. Powerhouse. Wow, this gear low. That's 4th gear already. We're running. Oh, come on. The speedometer ain't working, y'all. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Speed operating work. go get some kind of diesel clean or something to put in the tanks. I don't know, I'm a little worried about going that far before I put fuel in it. I think we'll put fuel in it first. I think about 60, maybe 65, that's gonna be it. This thing ain't gonna run no 70, 75 mile an hour, I can promise you that. So it's already tacking almost 3 grand right there. And we're running 55. So yeah, it's not gonna be no speed machine. Alright guys, my camera battery went dead on our little ride. We got back, but we went there to put fuel in it. The front tank, I think, is about full. It only held like 2 or 3 gallons. But that's what the switch is on, is the front tank. So I think the switch is working like it should. I did figure out why when I flipped the switch that day that it shut off. Well, I was up there filling the back tank up and it starts dumping fuel everywhere. And can y'all see that right there? That hose has come completely unhooked from the fuel line, and that goes to the back tank. So that's probably why the back tank may work just fine. So we did find some more things that we're gonna have to work on. I'm fixing to fix this right quick. That hose, there's about a 2-foot section of hose in there that's just, it needs to be replaced. So I'm getting ready to fix that. And I'd like to get the fuel gauges going, and I've got to figure out why the speedometer's not working. So I'm gonna have to get under there and pull that out of the transmission. See if the cable's free, see if it's the gear. But that's I think I'm gonna wrap that up here, guys. We finally got to drive it down the road. And it drove pretty good. We still got a few things to work out. I'm gonna pull that steering wheel, swap that. And like I said, trying to get the speedometer working. The fuel gauges, that may be later on. They're not terrible to get to. This front one's simple. It's right here. I mean, the back one, it's a little harder to get to. It's right there. So it's still not, it's not bad to get to. But I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. This is probably gonna be it on the rollback video. Y'all will see us using it. You know, I might do some little shorts. I'm gonna start trying to do some shorts. Try that out. I may do that on maybe fixing, you know, the fuel gauge or something like that. But all right, guys, I appreciate you watching. Hit that like, comment, subscribe.